Alright, today we're gonna test out if I can make something out of this used strap sail. I'm Jukka and I'm a back designer and a maker. And this particular sail has a story worth telling. Let's get into it. The story begins about 50 years ago. I was having lunch with my colleague. And then I suggested out of nowhere, man, like, should we get a sailboat? My friend was, yo, what are you on about, man? We haven't discussed anything regarding boats or sails or even like ocean. So I just thought it would be cool. Let's get a sailboat. Have parties there, have fun, cruise around. Me and my friend, we are easily excited, so let's say about 1 month into it, or was it 2 months, we kind of figured out what we want, how much sailboats cost, because my friend at first was like, well, I don't have money for sailboat. I was like, well, I think they're quite cheap. Kind of like you love buying a boat and selling the boat. So the price should be good when you're buying old. Well, yeah, 1 month, 2 months into it, and we were standing on our own sailboat. And that place, my friend said, I've actually never been in a boat. I was like, okay, well that's surprising. I had been in a boat. I had sailed in a friend's boat and stuff like this, but I didn't know how to sail and I didn't know what are the markings on the ocean. And for those of you who don't know, Helsinki region is like the hardest to navigate in the world, I would say. It is filled with rocks and the traffic is just huge. So, you know, we just went in. We started, let's push the boat in the ocean. We started yanking all the ropes that we found just to see what happens. We had no idea, so we kind of like drifting there. Much like my sewing career. What was it, 3.5 years ago? I didn't know how to use a sewing machine, let alone do templates or anything. So, you know, you do and learn. Eventually, I don't know, after 10 trips, we got the hang of it. And it was starting to be really cool, even though both of us were super scared of the when it's like we didn't know what's too windy and what's not, and we kind of put ourselves in a position that was way too windy, I would say, and a bit scary. But we survived. Well, like a couple times there was Coast Guard saving us, but mainly it was regarding our rubbish engine that we didn't know how to take care of. But we're alive. But the story of the sail. So we had the boat like close to 10 years, but then we both, my friend had a baby and you know, we didn't have any more time to it because it used to be like our party boat. All our friends were there and it was just social thing. That was super cool. But life happened. And that was cool. It was like really solid 10 years. I wouldn't change any of it. Then I had like life changes, kids, everything. So we ended up like, let's put it on sale. And I was the one who was selling it. And there was loads and loads of hustlers like, yeah, just send me 100 euros and I paid 10 times of the amount of this one. Was like, yeah, okay, whatever. One day I got a call from Lithuania. Again with these. Yeah, I'm interested of buying. I was just really rude. If you, hey, let's see in Helsinki and let's discuss more because I knew that's a hustle phone call again. And 2 days went. And then this guy called me and, okay, I'm in Helsinki. I was like, whoa, okay, whoa. And I still had the boat in winter storage, so you couldn't test it out. It didn't have the mast on, it didn't have anything. Yeah, and he came with his girlfriend. I was like, yeah, I'm interested of buying it, so I'm gonna buy it. I was like, okay, no price negotiations, no nothing. And I was like, okay, cool, let's do it. And then what's the story? What we're gonna do now? Because it was just on a shore, on the land. Yeah, I don't know, let's put it on the water and they're gonna sail it back to Lithuania. Okay, that's wild. Are you seasoned in sailing? Like, never tested. It's like, what? So you're gonna buy it and then you're gonna sail it without any experience to Lithuania. So they're one-upping the R game. We're just staying in front of Helsinki. So I don't know, that both have some sort of a adventure aura. Huge hassle with it. The engine didn't work still that well. There's like, just go half a kilometer that way and we have a place where we can put the mast on. They drove it in where was a boat fair with these hugely expensive boats and catamarans, and they put that from 74, this boat, they just parked in the middle of it, and the guys who were arranging this one called me like, get this piece of beep out of here. Obviously they had driven the boat the wrong place, but that was just like 100 meters away. The whole farce lasted 6 hours or more, and eventually they again got stranded in the middle of the ocean, like 50 meters away from shore, and I was done. I just said to them, I'm gonna call the Coast Guard and let you figure it out, because they weren't listening that much what need to be done. I haven't heard ever since from then, and this was years ago. I think they made it and they have loads of adventures with the boat. But I did took this one sail out of it just to remember the whole thing. So let's see, was it worth it? And I think it's cool to make something out of this old memory and turn it into new memories. Alright, here we have it. It's looking good. Let's see how it looks on me. Solid. So yeah, what do you think? Was it a good use of the sail? I think it was. So hit like and subscribe so I can get to make more of these, because this is quite fun. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye!